You're live! I'm guessing that means we're live! Hello, everyone.
I like how it shouts at you.
It does shout at you, and I'm doing the intro, so shut your bastard mouth. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we all doing this fine Monday of sort of a pity rainy day, but it's still fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Adverts.
Oh, well, at least I don't have volume anymore. It's eToro. You know, I wanted to talk about those. I'm probably going to do a video on one of those eventually. But these fucking the gambling sites. You could be a trader. No, you couldn't. Do you know how many people have lost their shirts during the pandemic because everyone's convinced? Oh well, I could just be stay at home and do fucking options trading, and I don't know the fucking
Stonks.
But it leads quite nicely into the reason that the stream is called what it is. Because recently I've been a madman and I've been calling things based on things that are on my mind. Yeah, I got a phone call on one of the days. I don't know what the days are called. That's for losers.
Saturday.
Was it? Mm-hmm. Okay. But I got a call and I was like, okay, this is an unknown, this is a private number, but I'm not one of those people that ignores phone calls. I just, it might be important. You never fucking know. So I answered the phone call and it's like, hello, we are calling from something. I can't remember what the name of the company was.
Trade Academy.
Oh shit, yeah, it was literally called Trade Academy. So yeah, and I was like, okay. I was like, oh, we've got these advisors and they can help you get into the stock market. And they used my full name and they had my phone number. And I was just like, okay, this is interesting. Maybe I've done something, but I don't know. I'm assuming that they got my number and something from something stupid I signed up for, like an idiot. But I was trying to find information on trading in that because, you know, I'm old now and I've got to think about the future and financial bullshit. So, you know, I was looking around and this is obviously something that I signed up for without really thinking about it. And, yeah, so they phoned me up and I was like, we've got this advisor you can talk to. It'll be 20 minutes. And it's like, I don't want 20 minutes. I don't want any of their time. I just want to fucking get on with my day. Because I take the weekends off now because I'm basically doing work-life balance. I'm still doing work-life balance. But, yeah, so that she's trying to convince me to talk to this person. And I said no like 4 times. And it got to the point where I was just like, no, thank you. I'm not interested. She's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I said, you know, I'm not interested. No, I don't want to talk to this person. But I never, ever say, go away, because that's no fun. But it got to the point of the absurdity of it, where I was actually physically pissing my pants laughing in this person's face. And I don't feel bad, because it's clearly a fucking scam. We looked it up afterwards, and yeah, it's a scam academy. They have advice that worked 20 years ago. It's not of any value now. I guess they do that because if you look it up and you're not really paying attention, you might see that it has worked and might think, oh, well, it works then. I'll do this. But it doesn't work today. It's no point. It's stupid. Fuck it. But yeah, I was just laughing at this person, and she eventually went, "What? Why are you laughing, sir?" I just said, "I've told you no 5 times, and you still haven't. You still don't seem to get it." And it's like, "Oh, but what? Well, you're still talking to me," and I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm waiting for you to get a clue." And that's when she went, "Oh, okay, thank you, bye." And maybe that makes me a giant twat. But at the end of the day, I didn't call someone up trying to scam them. So fuck them. I really don't care. Don't work for scammy companies. It's like, I'm the same with, I haven't had a chance yet. But after that interaction, I know for a fact I'm going to be a massive cockhead to the next person who comes to our front door from TV licensing. And if you're American and you don't know what the fuck TV licensing is, in England, if you watch terrestrial television, watch it live or record it to watch later, but you recorded it live, you have to pay a license. It's about £150 a year. And They love to harass you with letters. Letters. I got loads of them. Well, I used to. I now have a big bin filled with them. But, I think that's just justified, legalised harassment for fucking the BBC, basically. And I think they can fuck off into space. So when they send enforcement officers round, people with no power, and the next time I see one, I'm just going to fuck with them. I'm going to waste their time, because the more of their time I waste, the less time they have to harass someone else. Because it's a government-supported harassment bullshit, and they can fuck off.
There's loads of politicians now, though, that are basically removing their support of it, because BBC is starting to they're trying their best to implement things which are just bullshit.
I'm not interested in the politics of any of it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, though, a lot of politicians now are like saying, yeah, BBC, you got to start actually, backing off a bit from all these weird policies you want to put in place.
Like I said, I don't care. I care about the fucking, basically, the ability to just go away. Be glad, in Germany we have to pay. If you use it or not, no matter you pay. You don't have a device, well, internet TV is a thing, you have to pay. That's stupid as well, because it's one thing if you're using a set of infrastructure. The fact is, you aren't using any of that infrastructure at that point. You pay your fucking phone line or for your internet connection. So why the fuck are you paying for that thing that you literally aren't using? It'd be like, there's the stupid argument from stupid people that, I don't drive, therefore why do I pay road tax? Because you buy things, dipshit. Because you go to the fucking supermarket. You might walk there on pavement, which is part of the road, by the way. Or, sidewalk if you're American. You're paying for a lot of other things beyond yourself. But if you're paying for TV that has literally nothing to do with the one that you're paying for, yeah, they should fuck off. That is bullshit. I can't think of a justifiable reason for that.
Well, they tried to implement the whole idea of everybody who has a TV needs to pay, even if they watch BBC stuff or not. And that didn't go down well. They
tried to do that, but people realised, because their rules are very, very cut and dry. I've had a lot of arguments with people about this when I've read the thing and they haven't. And now they've made it clear, and so everyone goes, "Oh, you were right about that," and I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I've had
but
there's one of my friends on old high school friend. And she's saying, she put a thing up on Facebook, I'm sick of paying TV license. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
And she's like, and
I don't use it.
And she's like, but she says, like, I rarely watch, because she works all the time. She rarely watches TV anyway, and when she does, it's not BBC stuff.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like anything the BBC puts out. And I was like, yeah, you shouldn't be paying for your TV license then. She was, but you have to, because you got a TV, haven't you?
Yeah, and it's like, that's not how it works.
And they know when you're doing the signal thing and stuff like that, because she got told this, obviously.
Yeah.
And I basically showed her all the links, gave her loads of information. She's like, holy shit, I've been scammed. And she's like, you know what, I'm not paying it anymore then. She says, I most of the time I just watch Netflix anyway. And I was like, yeah, you can watch that without having to pay anything, because you already pay for Netflix.
Yeah. I'm sorry to break things up, but I saw a video today that brought up a name I haven't heard in a long time. Apparently Amos E got arrested in America recently. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I read that.
It's not the surprise to no one, basically. If someone defends, at the time that I think we ended up talking about it a lot, and I don't even want to mention it because I don't want to talk about it. But considering what he defends, it was not a shock to find out what he does. That's all I got to fucking say about that. But what on earth is Baron talking about? It's making a little story in the in the chat, and I can't keep up with it. But what important stuff have you missed so far? Literally nothing. Well done. I mean, you could have come in at the end and you still have missed nothing. It's amazing. But, yeah. I pay the gravity bill. You're welcome. I mean...
Thank you, Reverend.
I've been telling him, that's what that's for. I've told him that we need to pay the gravity bill, but I don't pay the gravity bill. They're going to switch it off in a couple of weeks, but I don't care. I spend that all that on whiskey, so, it's fine. Do you know what? I hear that a lot. I'm going on a completely different tangent, but it's one that fucking baffles me that people still do. I guess it's the idea of trusting someone with your money, but don't trust people with your money because people will always disappoint you. They are very good at it. Unless they have like an intrinsic link to you in some form of another, don't trust them with your money. I quote unquote read a lot of Reddit. I'm going to call it read in quotes because it's fucking YouTube videos with robot voices. But I still hear a lot of the stories, let's put it that way. And just people talking about when they've given money to a flatmate and then that flatmate just steals it and just spends it on shit and like Xbox games and weed and fucking all sorts of other crap. It's God. Don't trust people to do that.
It just reminded me of that one that I read. The guy who had a fiance.
You actually read them like some sort of savage.
The guy who had a fiance who died.
Oh,
he kept the engagement ring as a memento, and his new fiance got jealous that he was still attached to his dead fiance, so she took the ring, sold it, and bought things for herself in their apartment.
Quote unquote bought things for the flat, but they were all things that she wanted and things he didn't. Yeah.
And she didn't see how that was a problem.
If you don't go on Reddit, some of Reddit is amazing. There's a lot of it that's just like people talking whatever, but Reddit is pretty cool.
I like the am I an asshole Reddit though.
Yeah, you're an efficient. You're becoming. You've start like I've been seeing am I an asshole things for a while, but the other day, like a few weeks back, you're like, oh, this story, and I'm like, I've heard that story, and she's like, so am I an asshole? Yeah, these are great. You fucking. It can be quite addictive. Addictive
is bad.
But yeah, I end up listening. Oh, that is a dick move. Dick move and a half. Yeah, that's fucking just the selfishness. I mean, it's not even a low price to pay to know someone's a fucking massive cock. Isn't a flatmate the wife of a flat earther before they get divorced?
Yeah, some people do some proper shitty stuff. Like the one that's quite I guess viral at the moment, a while back anyway, was the Minecraft one with the mum deleting the kid's Minecraft world.
I thought it was the dad, but
it's a mum. She deleted her kid's Minecraft
world.
Oh,
the Minecraft world that he'd been spending over a year on, and he was really proud of.
He spent over a year working on this Minecraft world, and
then was confused when everybody said they were a
She
prick.
wanted him to get up in the morning. Because he wasn't getting up in the morning at 7 o'clock.
She had a vague, you will be punished.
She didn't want him. She wanted him to get up during lockdown because
he had no reason to get up.
And he's 9 years old.
Yeah, he's a fucking baby.
So the idea that she just didn't wake him up. Is beyond me. But she wanted to make him independent and get up on his own. And because he wasn't getting up on his own on time, she decided to punish him by not just taking away his computer, but also deleting his Minecraft world, which he's been working on for over a year.
He was really, really proud of and showed to his parents.
That's quite viral, that one at the moment.
And yeah, that's really
funny. When I read that, I was fuming.
Tango,
oh my God.
I have not heard of Kate Shemirani? Shemirani? I don't know. Kate, that name. If you have any links, send them to me on Twitter or on email them to me. All of my details are on my About page. But yeah, that was literally stopped to miss a Reddit video for this stream. Yeah, they're the worst. They're really addictive because you can just put them on in the background. They're like one of the only few things that I can listen to whilst I'm working because I think there's something about the robot voice that I can sort of differentiate from my speaking voice.
The thing is, like, I like listening to the D&D ones, but with the D&D ones, I can't do with the robot voice. It has to be somebody who knows D&D talking about it.
I think the other thing is because they're stories.
Yeah.
And they're not... I mean, a lot of the Reddit stuff is stories as well, but yeah.
I like the D&D ones.
If you don't back it up, you don't want... A 9-year-old. Remember, 9-year-old. So, and if you're a parent, you shouldn't be deleting things. If that's what you're talking about. The winning guy's wife died and they wouldn't refund him.
Oh,
the argument
that
went public on Twitter and the company turned out to be a bunch of scammers and faked a suicide.
Yeah.
They didn't fake a suicide. If I remember rightly, they brought up a suicide from fucking 2 years ago.
And said
oh, this is about this. And it wasn't.
They were trying to make out that recently their CEO recently killed themselves when it was something that happened to a CEO like a few years ago.
It was a member of staff at the very least. Whoever it was, it had literally nothing to do with the situation. My sex life is a lot like my gamer life. Mostly single player. Best kind of gaming. No offence.
No, I like single player. The kids are always like, Mummy, you should play Terraria. I went, no, I like Skyrim.
I mean, this we were saying about sex life. And I said single player is better. No offence.
It is, though.
Masturbation.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It's easier. It's quicker.
More efficient. I love listening to Mr. Reddit. I mean, there's a lot of those. Or is that what people call the robot voices? Anyway. But, yeah. I can't remember what I'm talking about, so I'm just...
Hooray! Terrible stream for terrible
people. I'm just going to say words until something comes. Do you know what? That never fucking works.
That article that I sent you.
Oh, I can't remember what it said.
It was University of Alberta.
Oh, they were doing scientific literacy courses for everybody.
Everybody, this basically doing a free course, I think it is, for anybody who wants to boost their understanding of critical thinking.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to promote science literacy. And that they think the best way to combat pseudoscience and things like that is to help people understand critical thinking.
Yeah, if people understand... I mean, that's one of my sort of big things. Yes, I can. Yeah. Like, I'm a big promoter of critical thinking, and being critical of yourself is, I think...
Oh, I do that naturally.
It's probably... critical of your own thinking is I think the strongest thing that people can do. Like I try my best to kill all my sacred cows, and I think everybody should at least attempt to sit down. And I will sit down and something will pop into my mind that I know a fact of some description, and then I go out of my way to debunk it. And oftentimes I'll either fully, this is bullshit, or I'll just go, okay, I didn't understand that properly. And yeah, you have to do it. Fuck's sake.
I like Tusk's picture as well. Have you seen it?
I just noticed that it says piss. We're not... I didn't see him. He's not there. Neither is his fucking finger. I'm still not convinced that it even exists. I bet he doesn't. I bet it's just stumps.
Yeah, it's just stumps all around. It's a new finger every week.
It's a new goddamn... Yeah. He's run out of fingers. That's the real fucking story here. Anyway. But, yeah. Can I get a printable PDF critical thinking certificate for $5? Yeah, it just says I'm a fucking idiot. Actually, I kind of want that. Yeah. You just got to think... I sent you a video on Twitter PM about a dude called Roy Fields. It's funny as fuck. That name rings a bell. Yeah, I'm all for anything that promotes critical thinking, but I think the simplest thing is people not being able to wrap their head around the idea of being wrong. Because a lot of people... I'm not sure if it's an arrogance thing or just a concept that they've never been presented with, perhaps. I don't know. But the amount of people who couldn't possibly fathom that they might be wrong about something is incredible. And I wouldn't have the fucking channel if it wasn't for the existence of these people. They are amazing, and they can be fun, but most of the time they are fucking infuriating. To try and get someone to admit the smallest possibility of fault is difficult at best. And fucking hell. Yeah. It's only a 10-part story. I don't even know what you're talking about, you motherfucker. But yeah. That's like one of my major goals. Why does this think that the concurrent viewers is 0 and the concurrent viewers is fucking 98? Stupid YouTube.
Nobody cares about analytics, dude.
More like StewTube.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I am funny. This is why I make the big bucks.
I wasn't talking about you. We were talking about a luminous poo.
Oh, what's he said this time?
I tried critical thinking. I rolled a 1.
D&D joke. Someone complimented you on your new episode.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
I didn't see it, therefore it didn't happen.
Yeah. But a lot of people... well, I haven't advertised that properly yet, so I'm hoping... it's going to have an advert in the next video, so I'm hoping that gets a little bit more exposure. Drunk tube. Always drink tube. You can't have tube without the drunk. Because what's the fucking point? These people who have professional streams where they actually... I am hereby revoking your joke. You can't revoke my joke license because I don't fucking have one. I've been making jokes illegally and you can't stop me. I always assume I'm wrong about everything. I mean, that might also not be the most healthy way to live, but at least keeps me critical. Yeah.
Thanks, NASA.
Thanks, NASA. Crashes rocket into moon.
Yeah,
well, I knew I was going to fuck it up.
I think that's basically my take, but I'm more of like come from a pessimistic side of it. Like, I'm probably going to fuck this up.
Yeah. Although, unless it comes to some task when you have crazy amounts of confidence and then you're really fucked off that you fuck it up.
That's my stubbornness, though.
But I have the literal opposite effect.
It's more of a, I think I should be able to do this, and yeah.
I just assume that I'm going to fuck everything up, and then it takes me fucking weeks to do one simple task just because I'm not confident in it. Careful about illegal joke sick. I know. You get into a lot of trouble with those. I'm an unlicensed gynecologist. Fuck's sake. Yeah, but that was mostly because he's Scottish. I'm more wrong than anybody.
Thank you, Jan. I'm working on it.
Yes, did compliment you. Yeah, fuck you. See? She hates compliments. So every time you do that, it causes her physical pain. It's great. I can't, I can't...
A little bit of me dies inside when I get a compliment.
Yeah. I'm not one of those abusive people, so I have to find other ways to hurt her.
Hence the spanking.
No, you like the spanking.
I do like the spanking.
Like, what's the point? Great evil laugh. Should use that for the next D&D story. I mean, when there's needed. Character walks in a room. It's like, why did you do that? It was in the script. I'm off on a 7-month tour somewhere dusty. Not to ever dramatize it. It might come a cropper of something that goes bang. If you had a week of normal life left, then what would you do? Oh, like, I don't know. Like, my weekends go past like that, and I don't know.
Play Skyrim.
Yeah,
modded Skyrim, because I've been playing a lot of modded Skyrim.
I probably you can't even go out fucking clubbing at the moment.
No. I'll get me twins.
I'd be assuming if I was going to something like that, I'd be at least somewhat physically fit. So
you physically fit.
Fuck you. I'm assuming so sick thy name is Schadenfreude.
You do get Schadenfreude, though.
I do get Schadenfreude. But I'm also a nice person. Like,
you might laugh at them, but you go and help them up.
I've probably told this story a number of times before, and I'll tell it again because I'm kind of proud of it. In a fucked up way, but I was sat in the bus station and I just saw this old deer, and her fucking cane went forwards and she went timber, and it was fucking hilarious. But I was the first person to help her up, and there were shitloads of other people who were just around like, going, a person fall down, don't know how brain. But I still found it really funny. I will laugh my fucking ass off at your misfortune, but that doesn't mean I won't immediately help you.
Oh, God.
Like, there's a physical, like, jump up urge.
Speaking of drinking your own piss, I saw today that there's people out there who make pancakes out of their own urine.
How does that even work?
They put it into the batter mixture.
Ugh.
Because it's classed as...
Ooh.
Yeah, they say it's supposed to be healthy.
Oh, that almost puts me off my drink. Almost. That is fucking disgusting. I just got to the stream and the first thing I hear is, I'm an unlicensed gynecologist. And thought I came in just at the right time. Thank God I'm here. I'm a licensed gynecologist, but I lost my license. So I'm far more qualified. I mean, you would. An unlicensed gynecologist. That's it. Would you prefer to go to an unlicensed gynecologist or a gynecologist who lost their license? Which would be better?
I thought the wine was going to overflow, then it's fine.
What would you prefer to go to? An unlicensed gynecologist, a completely unqualified,
right.
But they're taking a crack at it, or a gynecologist who lost their license?
Gynecologist that lost their license?
Yeah? Is it that simple? What did they lose their license for? What is it? How do you... Well, do you know it wasn't chopping off vaginas?
I don't go to gynecologists, so... I really should. There's a lot of messed up stuff going down there, but...
Proctologist decides to become small engine repairman. Scores 150% on the first test. He asked the prof why. He said 50% disassembling engine, 50% reassembling engine, 50% doing it all through the tailpipe. Fuck's sake. I like that. I mean, I think... Yay! Considering that's worth a lot more.
Piss cakes, that's beautiful.
Piss cakes. Oh, god damn. Questions are needed. One with warm instruments? Who has the warm instruments? The unlicensed one. The originally unlicensed one.
I'm so glad they don't use a lot of the ones. The last time I went to one, they had the plastic ones, not the metal ones. The metal ones are fucking horrible.
I imagined.
Oh, God.
Like, the plastic ones are probably still chilly to the touch.
They're a bit cooler, but they warm up quickly, whereas the metal ones are fucking cold all the time.
Well, metal wants heat, so it absorbs it immediately from you.
Yeah, and then it's trying to open up your cervix, and you're like, oh, God, this is fucking horrible, and you feel everything.
Thank you. That was my... thank you, Tango. How did the one who lost their license lose their license? You know, the one who doesn't have a license is still... You know, he's very keen. Keen about vaginal care. But they haven't got any qualifications. They have been on the internet and watched a lot of porn. God bless, they've watched a lot of porn.
Urinal cakes are a thing.
Oh, God. Yeah. God, if you ever go... do you know what? Now I want to buy some pancakes, those little ones, and just leave them in a urinal.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Just so someone found it.
Someone said, surely you're baking the piss. Get out.
Yeah, you're not allowed here anymore. That's just I'm flabbergasted. Never would have thought would end up in speculum reviews. Wow. Welcome to the terrible stream for terrible people. We cover a lot of terrible topics. If you have a terrible topic you would like us to discuss.
Oh, we talk about all in here, we don't care.
We often come back to the same 4 topics, which is like food, drink, something pointless to be pissed off about.
Big fan, plus a lot of stray cats around my house. Free shipping, keep it up. Ricky's from Croatia.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, there's a lot of cats around here. They don't like me, though. Only one of them likes
There's
me.
one cat and he's fucking...
She.
She. I don't care.
It's a girl.
It's such a nice cat. And it loves me. I come back, like I'll take the kids to school. I come back and this cat will see me from about 1,000,000 miles away. And is more excited to see me than my own cat.
She's like...
Yeah.
running after you.
Oh, really cute cat. I really like that cat. Oh, it'll be delicious when I finally catch it. He keeps looking for their license in every patient that comes back to them. See. Lost one's license. To be fair, would you trust that gynecologist if they could literally lose?
Do you realise how common it is for surgeons to leave things inside people?
There's a whole insurance thing about it. Yeah. And really stupid doctors.
It's really weird shit. Like, there's instruments, like scissors and stuff, and then, like,
gauze.
Gloves as well. I'm like, how the fuck? You got your gloves on?
Because they swap gloves.
Yeah, but you got your gloves on.
And where are you going to put it? You're going to put it in the first hole you see, which is in a person. So you just go, oh, that's a bin. It's full of all this garbage. So you're like, that must be a bin. There we go. Perfect. It's the only thing that made sense. I couldn't become a gynecologist. My mother told me, never turn your hobby into your job. Most notable scientists through history have been amateurs?
I think that's supposed to say amateurs.
Amateurs. I don't know. Lounges are a whole other matter that I do not know what you're talking about. I learned something at the airport. Don't pack your candles on top of your wind-up alarm clock. Oh, right, because it would look like a bomb.
Yeah.
It would look like a cartoon bomb. And if they thought that was a bomb, they're fucking dipshits. Nobody has ever made a bomb like that in real life. And if they have, I'm going to send them back to the cartoons. That's my job now. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Fucking, yeah, surgeons leaving stuff inside people. Yeah, it is incredibly common. Well, it's more common than you'd like, which is it happens ever. Spouse to surgeon. Honey, I've noticed I haven't seen you wearing our wedding ring for a few years now.
Shit.
Oof. It's because I'm cheating on you. I'm definitely not incompetent enough to leave it in a person. That would be bad. But me cheating on you, that is at least not fucking gonna lose me my job. You don't lose job for cheating.
My mum's had a surgery recently as well. It was supposed to be like a 1-inch scar, and when she came out of it, she took and they got the dressing taken off. She had a look, and it's like 4 inches.
Oof.
Yeah.
Jesus, they must have had a dive.
It's because they took a lump out of her throat, and the surgeons found another lump, but they don't want to take it out because it's quite small.
Yeah.
And they don't know because they don't know what's down there, so they don't want to risk trying to cut something out.
You told your mum, like, it could be something bad, and she's like, oh, thanks for telling me that. It's like, be fucking realistic, Mum.
Well, I
there's
said,
reasons that they don't do
it could
things.
be another tumour that she's got, but it could be over a blood vessel, which is the reason why they didn't take it out. Because, they wouldn't risk going over a blood vessel for something so small.
Yeah.
If it doesn't grow, it might just stay the same size now.
Yeah, it might be. The original one
she's like, oh, you get me all worried. And I was like, yeah, but you think of the absolute worst thing that could possibly happen.
The original one.
And then you think about it realistically, and you're like, yeah, it probably is not that.
The original one was benign but growing, right? Or
yeah.
Like that.
It was benign but growing. It was supposed to be.
It was putting pressure on something.
It was supposed to be 2 millimeters, but it ended up being 20.
Yeah.
And it was putting a lot of pressure in her throat, and it's caused her calcium intake to be weird.
Yeah.
Her body stopped taking in calcium and just leaving it in the blood. and it's made all her bones ache and stuff. Yeah, really
I found
weird.
a lump. I found a lump. Oh, it's a cheetah. Oh, that's fucking...
Family Guy.
I think, yeah, Family Guy. Whenever I close up a surgery, I check keys, phone, wallet. Nothing else matters. Yeah, so it's like you see your nurse's legs sticking out of the top of the patient. You're like, sew it up.
But yeah, it has to be another investigation.
Yummy adrenochrome. Need my fix badly. Well, we all need our adrenochrome, especially when it comes from mushed up babies. That's everyone's favourite.
Calcium, yeah.
I think they're just spelling things weird. Probably because it upsets you.
Calcium.
Calcium. Biology is weird. Human bodies are just the worst.
Human bodies are really fucking weird.
Mostly gross.
Like,
and just broken.
Because my hormones are out of whack, and they just
Your hormones are whack, which is American for shit.
Yeah. because
Aluminium, like a grown-up.
Because my hormones are fucking weird. They give me loads of weird conditions. Like I've got IIH, or what's it called now in American?
Cryy, spinal fluid eyes.
Pseudo cerebral benign tumor, or pseudo tumor, or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. But I have a lot of fluid inside my head, and when the weather changes, I get nice migraines from it. And
you haven't had one of those in a while.
No, because the salt intake.
Yeah, we lowered your salt. Where we live, the salt intake is fucking ridiculous. It's like completely absurd.
Considering we're so far inland.
We have to be those assholes who buy bottled water. We buy the cheapest one we can get because it's still got the lowest, way lower salt content. But yeah, we literally have to buy water.
It baffles me how much salt we have in, considering that we're quite far from the sea.
Yeah, it's weird. Sport or sports? Maths or math?
It's not sports, it's PE.
Well, it can be sport or sports. But
it's PE.
It's maths.
It's PE and maths.
Because it's mathematics. There's lots of them. Do you have a shunt in your head?
No,
but she is a bit of a shunt.
Fuck you. No, I don't have a shunt, but it's an option.
It was an option, yeah.
It was an option. I had a lumbar puncture done. And, oh.
Fuck's sake.
Thanks.
What?
Yeah, I had a lumbar puncture done, and the doctor who was doing it, she had like a test tube thing, and obviously she didn't expect it to come out that fast.
Oh yeah, it shot out.
But she had a test tube thing, and then it started filling up really quickly. She's like, "Oh crap!"
I thought it shot out of the fucking thing because it came out so fast.
It came out fast, and then she had to ask my mum to get another one because there was because all the nurses were on lunch, and she thought it'd be super easy to do a quick lumbar, and then my mum was like, here, have they getting another test tube to fill up with spinal fluid."
Nathan Thompson's Flat Earth Facebook page was closed. Yay! It's like I don't like it when people get like shut out of things, but I also don't care. Not about him. That guy's an idiot. So you'd be doing the maths? Yes, I do the maths. I'm not very good at it.
I would be put on sailing ships to one incoming storm. No, I wouldn't, because I'm female. It's bad luck to put a woman on a ship.
It is. Because they whinge so much.
Yeah.
It's too cold.
And I get horrendous seasickness.
Yeah. You wouldn't want her on your boat. Fuck that shit. But yeah, she is a bit of a weather detector. She is a human barometer. It used to be in her knees.
Yeah, I still get it in my knees occasionally.
Oh, she goes, "Oh, my knees! Help me!" And then she falls down and I laugh and then I help her up. But, fuck lumbar punches. That is not a nice memory. Yeah, you were fucking...
Oh, it was horrible. They numbed the area, but obviously didn't numb it very well. And she just shoved the needle in, And I was like, yeah, I can
Stab.
feel that. That really hurts. And she went, what? And shoved it in deeper. And I was like, yeah, that really fucking hurts. And she's like, oh, maybe you need more numbing agent. And then she took the needle out, which fucking hurt.
Yeah, just fucking...
And then I had to put more... It's the same thing, I had epidural when I was...
every time someone sticks a needle in your spine, they fuck it up the first time.
I had the epidural with the kids. And they put the needle in like 2 or 3 times because they kept missing. And oh god, I had pseudo epidural pains for like 3 years after the kids.
Yeah, your fucking lumbar puncture pain didn't last as long.
No.
But probably because you were fucking used to it.
I think it's because of the position that I was in. Because I had, with the lumbar one, you had to curl up. You had to put your knees to your chest and kind of keep your back straight.
Okay.
But with the epidural one, I was sat up. I was just sat up on the table, and I think they just shoved it in wrong.
Oof, God. Spinal stabbing. I mean, it's amazing what we can do to a spinal cord without fucking someone up forever.
This is the worst advertisement for social medicine ever. I didn't have to pay for it. There you go.
Yeah. And also, mistakes happen whether you have to pay for it or not. Like, mistakes happen. I've had loads of stuff done, and I've never had any big fuck-ups. So, you know.
But you gotta keep in mind, like, my body's fucking weird. Like,
She's also got the worst luck of anyone I know. I mean, she ended up with me, the poor bitch.
I have a lot of weird medical conditions that keep cropping up. And every time one of them settles down, another one fucking rises, and it's annoying.
Yeah, I think she moves when they try to do spine stuff to her, because she wants it.
Like, I know I'm a bit of a masochist, but I'm not that bad.
Well, can you imagine? I had 8 faucet joints injections, got an X-ray print out of the huge needle in my spine. Oof. That has got to be a sight. To see something jammed into your body like that. Fuck that noise.
You don't like looking at X-rays of other people.
I'm not particularly bothered by X-rays. I don't like surgery stuff. I know you're into that crap.
I
Because
find
you're a
it
fucking
interesting,
weirdo.
though.
It's not interesting. It's
Like-
fucking...
Like when the girls were being born, and they like put that little screen up.
You were fucking high as a kite, though, because
Oh,
you'd had
great.
the epidural.
But-
Fucking figured it shit
Yeah,
out.
but and I was like, I laid back and I noticed that in the surgery light, because it's obviously all mirrors, that I could see myself being opened up, and I could see my babies being pulled
There
out.
you go,
of me.
babes. So, would you rather the slight mistakes, or that we owed someone £50,000?
Yeah.
Wow,
Well,
£35,000, but still,
Well, I'm okay
because
now.
I don't have any money. So
Yeah.
I'd just be like, I'm not with her.
Yeah, I'm all right
She
now.
can pay for that.
It's not that bad.
I'm joking. I wish we had socialised medicine. Yeah.
Slipped vertebrae popped into place, creating a herniated disc.
Oof.
Oh.
Oh,
Like
God.
The closest, like, I do have sciatica sometimes because of the pregnancy, it gave me that, but it's very rare I have massive, like, spikes with it.
That's an issue.
But-
Socialised medicine, the one issue conservatives in America disagree with conservatives in every other developed country. Yeah.
But the idea of having...
It's socialism. No.
The idea of having that sciatica pain, like, all the time, like, mine just goes off in, like, spikes. Occasionally I'll get... If I'm sat down too long or stood up too long, I'll get it. But it only lasts a few minutes, whereas that is, like, fucking constant. No thanks.
My missus had C-section for both our girls. On the first, the doctor asked if I wanted to watch her coming out. That was a fucking mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were smart enough to be like, I pretty much knew I didn't want to see it. I had the creeping sort of curiosity in the back of my head, and I was like, no, you do not need to see that. You do not need to see it with the person that you fucking live with, because I could see that really fucking with me. Like, I could probably witness a C-section and be like, I'm not a fan. But
I don't think you can cope with it. Like, there's basic medical stuff that I've watched, like people getting like cuts sewn up and things like that, and you can't stand it.
Well, I just see it happening to me. It's like
I don't know.
it's to do with anxiety, apparently. If you're very, very anxious, you put yourself literally in people's positions, and
Well, I didn't feel
It's like ultra empathy, and
I
it's
just found
fucking
it. I don't know.
horrible.
I just found it super interesting. I'm like, oh my god, I can see my baby's been born.
Well, they
and I
pulled
was
it.
right there with a gaping open wound, and
It was hilarious with that though.
And the doctor was like proper tugging on it, and I was just like, this is so weird.
They put up a little curtain to block your view, but you could see it in the reflection of the big light.
I literally just said that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah, I literally just said that. And I watched my babies being born.
You watched, but my point was that they put up the curtain to block your view.
Well, that's mainly to stop blood splatter, but yeah.
But you could see it in the reflection.
Yeah.
Like,
but yeah,
you
but
didn't literally say
that. That
that.
wouldn't bother me. Like, if they didn't have that little curtain there, it wouldn't have bothered me, because, like, I'm not squeamish like that.
Yeah.
But, like, I can watch myself being cut open and other people being cut open and having things removed. Spider walks in the room, I freak out.
Yeah. It's fucking bizarre watching you freak out about spiders.
I know, and it's a
huge pain in the ass too. Jesus.
I don't know why. I can't fucking handle them.
Oh, right. I've got 2 years supply of codeine. Nice.
I can't have codeine for a long time.
No one can. You're not supposed to.
No, like you remember when I took the codeine because of the
pain, yeah.
Because of the trapped nerve that I had.
Mm.
And I took it for like I think it was like 3 days, because you're supposed to take it consistently to make it work.
Yeah.
And after that, after the 3rd day, I was like, I feel so fucking weird. I felt like I wasn't really here.
Well, you can take one codeine and feel
fantastic, yeah.
But you feel it, like you feel a little bit.
Oh, I feel buzzed, yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
Yeah, I feel.
I mean, it might be because I'm literally twice your fucking size.
But I feel buzzed when I take codeine. But then being told by the doctor to take codeine consistently, and I did that, I was out of it.
Yeah.
I was off with fairies. I was like, I had no idea where I was. I was like, I'm just not really here, am I?
To bring up your mum again, your mum was on something because she had frozen shoulder.
Oh, she had a frozen shoulder for like 8 months.
Yeah.
The doctors were taking ages to treat it.
But they gave her...
That is one of the downsides of socialised medicine. It does take a while for things to get done.
If it's not life-threatening, things can take a while. But at the end of the day, you can... That was something fucking funny. There was a Twitter thing about some dipshit who didn't understand that you can get private healthcare in almost every single socialised system. There is private healthcare as well. So if you need it now, you can get it now.
My mum had... she was on tramadol. And I phoned her up, and I was like, "You all right, Mosh? Yeah."
Oh, she was so fucking out of it.
Yeah, I'm fine. And I was like, I was like, I'm just phoning to see how you doing. She's like, "Yeah, I'm good." And I was like,
she said she would often not realise that she'd started phone calls.
Yeah, I went, "Do you need anything or anything like that?" She went, "No, I'm okay." I'm like, "Do you want me to go?" "Yeah, that'd be best." And I was like, "All right." And then she'll phone me back like after the tramadol's worn off, and she'll phone me back. She went, did we have a phone call earlier?
Yeah.
Or am I just losing my mind?
The best one was that she was on the phone to you, and she's like, "Oh, the spider's crawling on me."
Yeah, because she hallucinated a lot.
Yeah, and she's just like nonchalant about it.
Yeah.
She just saw spiders, or she'd see like hundreds of them crawling across the room.
Yeah.
She'd be like, "Oh, that's a thing." If your mum was on something, she would have broken it. Oh, fuck's sake.
No, my mum's tiny.
Yeah, she's not that fat. I mean, she can get chubby, but she's. I've never seen her fat.
She probably wouldn't allow herself to.
Although she would probably break it with aggression, I'm pretty sure. I was prescribed codeine for... Oh, fucking hell. Prescribed codeine for sunburn when I was 13. I'm of Scottish heritage and thought it was a good idea to sunbathe. Yeah, ever. I mean, I'm of Scottish heritage, but I also have, like, Mediterranean blood, so I tan amazingly.
A weird one. Like, my sister, she's got blonde hair, blue eyes, and really pale skin, and she burns.
Yeah, she sizzles.
5 minutes in the sun, and she's got sunburn. And she gets sunburned so fucking easily. And, yeah, and then we're biological sisters, and I have dark hair, dark eyes, and darker skin, because I take after my dad. And, yeah, I tan beautifully. And it's so weird how we're just complete different, and we're supposed to be sisters.
20 more minutes and I will develop a major case of hypochondria. My ovaries hurt already. Hi, male. Better to have to wait for it than be doomed to never get it because you'll never be able to afford it. Exactly. And you do get stopgap stuff. I mean, you'll often be able to get a hold of some sort of painkiller or something to get you through. Sometimes they can be pretty shit at mental health, but a lot of places, I think mental health is just one of those things that
it's fairly new. One of the things though with mental health, it's fairly new.
Yeah.
Because we've had medical stuff for the longest time, but mental stuff only really started kicking off in the 70s.
I mean, just the amount of people who say the stupidest shit about mental. I was sad once. I got over depression. No, you didn't. You got over being sad once, you fucking dipshit. Having depression and getting over being sad. If you think that's the same, that's like saying...
I think one of the things that people get confused with is being sad all the time is a kind of depression, but there's also the other type of depression where you are so fucking rock bottom you feel nothing.
Yeah.
And that's like really bad depression.
Yeah.
So you've got to know what type of depression you have in order to treat it properly, which is another reason why it's so fucking confusing.
Consistent use of codeine is a dangerous thing. It can affect you psychologically. I took nearly 30 years due to chronic back pain. It nearly caused me to kill someone. Now I'm on methadone. Jesus, that is... I mean, it's an opioid, isn't it?
Yeah,
so, yeah. So they're very... Every time you try and buy some fucking cocodamol, I had a bad breakup and I'm sad. Fuck you. Well... You're allowed to be sad, but being sad is not the same thing as depression.
A chemical imbalance. That's basically what I am. I have so many fucking hormonal issues.
Walking, talking, chemical imbalance.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, just the idea that people don't understand that the brain is a muscle and it can be broken too.
Yeah, like...
you can rip your fucking...
Like I have...
Achilles tendon or your fucking...
I love how you say Achilles tendon and pointed at your arm.
No, I can't fucking reach down there, can I? It's all covered by desk. And my fat ass. I mean, it's not my ass that's in the way, it's my quite sexy legs, but still. I have got surprisingly sexy legs for a fat bastard, haven't I?
You do have lovely legs.
Yeah.
They're quite muscly, which is weird. Because you're very top heavy.
It all goes to the belly. And the boobies. Yeah, I have one of those body types that looks really weird. But I really need a wee. Regular medicine was pretty terrible when it was new too. I mean, yeah, everything is terrible when it's new. Like video games. Oh, God. They make people into murderers. Did you hear? I will never forget being checked on every 24 hours a day when I was being treated for depression. Yeah, I assume so. I mean, I would hope so, because that means...
I'd hope somebody would be checking on you when you're depressed.
Yeah. Right, you be interesting for like 5 minutes. I need a wee-wee.
Talk about depression.
Yeah. Hey, depression might be depressing, but it's at least interesting. Especially now that we understand it more. Oh, my legs. And then she steals my chair.
Yes, I have to steal your chair.
You don't have to steal my chair.
Yes, I do.
But you don't. There's literally no reason for you to.
Yes, I do. My major issue is probably the fact that coming to terms... I'm 30 now. And just about learning things that go on in my own body. And the amount of hormonal issues I have. And I probably, more than likely, have serotonin deficiency. Because I use dopamine to get by. I'm constantly dopamine hunting all the time. And it's bad because I will... When I'm particularly bad, I'll turn to drinking or smoking, or I'll want sex all the time, or I'll eat shitloads of chocolate and loads of carbs because I'm just trying to dopamine hunt. And then randomly, I'll have a random serotonin spike and I will be manic as fuck and I'll be super happy and I feel like I'm on top of the world and I feel great. And then after about 5-10 minutes, it goes back down again and I feel like shit again. So... yeah, depression and hormonal chemical stuff is really fucking weird. Because I used to think, or the reason I'm feeling like this is because there's something in my life which is shit, and I need to fix that because my personality is a fixer. And I'll fix the problem in my life and everything will be happy and fine again. And not realising that it's got nothing to do with what's going on, it's more to do with my chemical imbalances in my head.
My chemical imbalance.
Yeah, my chemical imbalance. Figuring that out.
Pardon me.
Figuring that out was probably one of the greatest things for our relationship.
Yeah, we haven't really had a fight since then. We've had much minor tiffs.
We've had minor tiffs, but they usually end up having a mood swing.
Yeah, because I'm basically perfect.
You're really good.
I am pretty good.
Yeah, you put up with my fat ass.
But you put up with my fat ass too. And so everybody wins.
But your fat ass is nice. I like your ass.
I like your ass. I think your ass is nicer than mine. I don't like my ass at all. Usually because it's got one fucking spot on it and it's horrible.
There's always a spot on your ass.
It's like I have a fucking ability. I notice a lot of people get upset with me if I say I'm in pain. I have to make out I'm fine while wanting to sleep or lose my shit. Loose my shit? You want to let... I hope you mean that your shit then just spreads across these people, and not that you mean the word lose, which doesn't have two O's in it. You know how she feels about that. You should know. You should know better.
Yeah, one of the bad issues that people tend to get is saying you're fine when you're not. Yeah. And I was really bad for that.
Oh, that was always fun, though, because you thought you were really good at hiding it. You've been hiding it for years for everybody else.
I've been hiding it for years.
Spank us, I think.
I've been hiding for years that I've been feeling like shit because I didn't want to burden anybody with how I was feeling.
Well, mostly because they didn't really care.
And apparently my trying to hide it was really fucking obvious, but...
You were fucking terrible at it.
Yeah,
You're still terrible at it.
But my point is, like, you're the one who... Either you're the only one who fucking noticed, or you're the only one who cared.
I think it's a combination of both. But I do find it kind of funny that you're like convinced that you're being super stoic.
Serotonin, what's that you speak of?
Yeah, you think you're being super stoic and badass about it to an extent, and it's just like you might as well be jumping up and down and screaming about it. It's so fucking obvious. And you used to get really pissed off at me. I said, "You alright, babes? Babes, are you alright?"
I hate when you keep asking me how I am.
Because if you don't tell me, you need to tell me, and then once you start talking to me about it, give it about 10-20 minutes, and you get better. Every single fucking time.
Okay, talking to you makes me feel better.
I know. And yet you don't...
It's the thing though, when I'm spiraling, I get trapped in my own head.
Yeah. And I call it dipshit mode.
And I'm so focused on what my therapist said I meta-think. And I think about what I'm thinking too much. And I get trapped in my cycle of thinking about what I'm thinking over and over and over. And then I get lost in emotions. And yeah, that was one of my bigger problems, is that I didn't talk about what I was feeling.
Yeah. I mean, our major relationship advice for everyone is just talk to your partner. It wasn't until I started telling her that, when she would have...
Ooh, that's nice. That's a nice wine.
I think that's the...
Oh, that's why it's got lime in it.
Yeah.
I like lime wine.
Well, I don't think it has lime in it. I think it just tastes like it has lime in it. But whatever.
It smells nice as well.
I have fairly severe anxiety. So when she would have a spiral and she'd get really upset, angry, pissed off, sad, all these things all at once, and I would freeze, and she... that would piss her off, and I didn't really know what was going on. She didn't know what was going on with herself or with me. And it wasn't until I just told her, when you do that, I don't know what to do, and I can't move. Since we've sort of come to that understanding, it's been a lot easier to help her. You will ask for help.
Yeah.
and I don't need to offer it constantly. Because that's the other thing. You know, you didn't want a hug, you didn't want a hug, you didn't want a hug, and then you really wanted a hug. And it was impossible to tell when that switch happened.
It's hard for me to tell myself most of the time.
Yeah.
And especially in winter because of the SAD. It's just one of these things. Winter is the worst time for me in that I get lost in negative thinking.
Yeah, you get trapped by it.
And this year, like, I've been putting things in place to stop myself from doing that. Like, doing the whole spoon staff thing is so I can stay productive.
Yeah, her whole channel thing is something that you can always do.
If I'm productive, then I can't tell myself that I'm a burden. Yeah. And I can't say I haven't done shit today and stuff like that. So it's a way of keeping myself busy and also taking an ability of negative thinking away.
I also bought her the sun.
Oh god, that lamp is amazing.
I bought her basically the most expensive SAD lamp I could find because I was just like at the thinking, like, if we go with the best one, then that one's gonna fucking work. Because your old one stopped working.
They run out after a while because of the bulbs.
Got your big LED one that also has an app. She can control the light. It's completely pointless, but it is worth having over the basic model of it because she can turn it on with her phone. Because you can't find the buttons.
Someone mentioned something about antidepressants being sold in the openly sold in the US and the kind of advertising and stuff. That's
super weird.
That's part of the American medical community thing.
That shit weirds me the fuck out.
Yeah, we like drugs don't get advertised in the UK.
Panadol, paracetamol, and ibuprofen.
Yeah, painkillers don't get advertised in the UK. Like
Nurofen and ibuprofen. That's all you get. The most basic, basic ones.
Hay fever gets advertised. Imodium gets advertised.
You can advertise non-prescription medicines. In America, you can advertise prescription medicine.
Yeah.
You could say, ask your doctor for fucking cocaine. I don't know. But that is just, what? That is so fucking what? But then again, it's similar to the fact some European countries, you'll just see a pair of tits out in the high street advertising milk. Which I guess works. I mean... there was fucking I can't remember what the comedian was. He says, I was touring in Europe, and I got this advertisement on my TV, and it was just a pair of tits, and then a penis just came in from the side of the screen and just jizzed all over the tits, and I immediately just started phoning people up. Going, do you know what's on TV right now? I don't know if he was being hyperbolic or not. But if that is a real thing, that's amazing. Or at least if it was, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
SSRIs, they're weird.
What is an SSRI?
Antidepressants.
Okay.
They basically stimulate serotonin build-up.
Okay.
I went on, sertraline for a bit. And it made me fucking anxious. I have mild anxiety anyway. That thing hyped me the fuck up. I was so alert all the time. And it gave me a big appreciation for what Sick goes through.
Anxiety.
Constantly just on alert all the fucking time. And it was horrible.
Mm.
And you're sat there, anxious fuck all the time, and you're chilled out because you're so used to it.
Yeah, it's like background noise eventually.
But with me, it was just like, zing, and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck?
The way I explain, well, at least to someone who's played video games, the way I explain...
Welberton gets recommended on the SAD group that I'm on. Like, a lot of people on there really recommend it, but I've never tried it. But I don't know. The way that I am, because I'm so hormonally sensitive, I'm trying not to do drugs, essentially.
Well, you're quite anti-drug as it is. I
hate taking painkillers.
Yeah, in terms of medicine drugs. You'd rather do the weed? That'd be fine.
If I
But
if I had access to it.
Yeah, we're really fucking square when it comes to the illegal drugs. We don't fucking know. I guess it's mostly because we just don't know anybody. But we wouldn't even know where to start. But yeah, you'd rather do that than t'other. But I had a point and I've forgotten what it is, so that's good to know.
But SRR, the thing that I found with this when I was on sertraline is after a while of taking it, I didn't feel up, but I also didn't feel down. I was kind of like mellow in the middle. Like I still felt upset and kind of sad, but I wasn't like devastatingly, wanting to self-harm type, really low type behaviour.
This is what I wanted to say. Scratch.
So they obviously do work, but it's obviously trying to find the right ones for you.
Going back to dopamine hunting, my wife spots when I'm starting to feel bad and tells me I need to volunteer to go away again. Getting shot at is the biggest dopamine fix you ever had. Cool.
That's
Nota.
Yeah, adrenaline. Yeah.
Like I could find other ways of doing that are a lot less gonna get me the dead.
I play VR to get adrenaline.
Certain VR is good at that. You fucking shit yourself whenever you're on a high platform.
I have a fear of heights, so doing VR or anything to do with heights sets me right. Yeah.
Richie's plank experience.
That fucked me over. That I hate that game.
Comfortably numb.
Yeah, that's probably a good way of putting it. It's you don't feel up, you don't feel down, you're kind of in the middle, but you're not bad. And that's what basically SSRIs do. Which is fine if you have crippling depression. But, like, mine's weird because, like, I probably have all year round depression. It's just it gets a lot worse in winter. But I can handle it so easier. In summer, I can handle it really, really well. Because I can go out and be in the sun. And that puts my, sertraline... Serotonin.
Sertraline is one of the fucking drugs, isn't it?
Sertraline is the thing that I just said.
Yeah.
I'm in a bottle and a half of wine now, so...
You're not on half. A bottle and a glass.
Bottle and a glass of wine. That's enough.
There you go. That's enough. Try doing 10 minutes stand-up comedy for adrenaline.
Oh, fuck that. No.
I'd rather be shot at.
Yeah.
Right, you can shoot a gun at me, or you can make me tell you a joke off the top of my head. Yeah, give me the gun. If someone special in my life with pathological demand avoidance and rejection sensitive dysphoria, it's incredibly hard for both of us to deal with. It does. Unfortunately, what you said there sounds like the setup for a joke. No, not being mean, but that's how it reads.
Yeah, I have rejection issues as well. Like, I wouldn't say mine are like massively bad, but they do get triggered when people say certain things to me, and I can't control it. It's just, I feel like shit now.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything about it. And the other side is I can't tell people that I'm feeling bad because I don't want them to know that I feel rejected. So it's this weird fucking trapped cycle thing that you get trapped in.
Here's the thought. Scientology folks are against such medications. I'm assuming that's what you're saying. Yeah, but Scientologists think that psychology is quackery, and they're Scientologists. So what the fuck do they know? Literally nothing.
Don't they believe in like aliens or some shit?
They believe in a lot of wacky shit. And then I mean it's a cult. We all know it's a cult. We're not allowed to say it's a cult because they sue you. They're not going to sue me because who gives a fuck about me? But even if I was big enough to be worth suing, I would still probably take the piss out of them constantly. Because fuck those guys! I have to go to the gym. I'm not going to catch any more of your streams again. So I'll say goodbye now.
Bye.
Thanks for all the TSTP you have done. It's good for the soul. Hopefully see you in 7 months. Yeah, fucking hell, dude. Take care. Seriously, Jesus. Don't do a dead. I won't talk to you again if you do a dead. There you go. That's a reason to live.
I have to live. Cersei told me to.
You can't kill me. The bullets fucking bounce off of him. Cersei match.
Shield.
Sick brand merch. If you survive, we can say...
Should we make a shirt that says body armour on it?
No, we'll just get him to take some sick brand merch with him. And if he survives, we can say, officially protects you from doing the dead. What about Jehovah's Witnesses? Fucking hell, what about Jehovah's Witnesses? Equally wacky. Different kind of wacky, but definitely still wacky.
I absolutely love the idea of doing, like, going dancing with Sick. Because he's actually quite a good dancer. But the only problem is both of us probably can't be arsed, and we have, like, one type of dancing, which is moshing.
Yeah.
So we might as well just go to the club and get...
I mean, I used to do Sorok and Larok, but I mostly did that to meet women. And then I found rock clubs. I was like, this is way... I can actually come here to have fun on my own. I mean, I enjoyed dancing. But if Trump wins again, we're all moving to Csection land. I think that's somewhere south of the ice wall, but north of the creepy guy in the castle with too many daughters. Oh, fucking hell.
Toward all our collective therapy bills.
I was waiting for an operation and a witness pounced on me and told me Jesus could cure me, but he had glasses on. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't get how someone can be so sort of lacking in self-awareness. I don't get it.
You mean like the faith healing thing?
Well, he said himself, Jesus will heal me, but he hasn't healed you.
He hasn't healed your bad eyesight.
Why hasn't he healed your eyes? Oh, because I'm shit, apparently. Obviously. Maybe you're just fucking wrong. Telltale Atheist does great stuff on Jehovah's Witness. Well, Telltale Atheist started off as an ex-Jehovah's Witness.
One of my absolute favourite stories about JWs is from my dad. Because my dad lives alone, so he'll talk to fucking anybody.
Your dad likes talking to people.
Yeah, and JW came to the door.
Like a mad person.
And they started talking to him about God and becoming Jehovah's Witness and stuff like that.
And he said,
and
I don't know.
You could potentially be
one of
the chosen. And he's like, oh, so if I was one of the chosen, and but I was dying and needed like a kidney transplant or a blood transfusion, then you wouldn't give it to me because you're against that. And they're like, oh yeah, and it's like, maybe that's something.
I mean, to be fair, if you're one of the chosen, when you die, don't you just go straight up to He-Born anyway? Or are you supposed to be alive?
But no, I guess he's not supposed to sin or something as well.
Oh, your dad's fucked.
But he's had another one as well where they came to his house asking him to come to the church.
They're not sycophants, they're terrible people. Thank you very much.
JWs came to house asking him to come to the church so that they can talk about climate change and environment and looking after the environment. And then they got in the car and drove away, and he was like, hypocrites.
I mean, that was basically what my last video was about. It's just like, oh, we don't have to look after the earth because fucking God said so. We're on hour 2, by the way. I thought we might as well go into it. Yeah.
Like, my dad is one of the most socially awkward people I've ever met, but oh goddamn, he does have some really good ones sometimes.
My favourite one from your dad is he had a fun-sized Mars bar. And he went, "This isn't fun," as he ate it.
Yeah.
And this is a really, really socially awkward human being who just.
One of my favourite things from my dad was he was shouting at the cat, going, "Why are your eyes big? Make them small."
Yeah, the cat. You know when cats do the really, really, really wide eyes, just staring at him doing that, and that can freak you out. So yeah, he's occasionally got like proper on point sarcasm comedy game, but most of the time he is just incredibly fucking tedious. And
he's a very awkward person.
I was playing the video games with my good friend the Memory Man. We were playing Rocket League, chilling out, and he came back from taking the kids. Like, he likes to take them to the park and yeah, blah, blah, blah.
My dad likes routine. He takes them out often.
Or takes them back to his and then just, like, fucking makes them a sandwich and hangs about in his house.
He makes them have a sandwich and then makes them clean his house, because that's what he used to do with me and my sister.
Yeah. But, he'll always come in and he will find every excuse in the universe to fucking keep talking at you. And it's like, oh, what are you playing? It's like, it's a computer game. Oh, it's like cars and football. And I'm like, yes, it is. Can you shut the fuck up now? I obviously didn't say that, but Christ, I was thinking it very loudly. And he will always allude to leaving about 5 or 10 minutes before he actually goes.
Yeah.
And I try to see how much I can lower that number. It's like, oh, I guess I've got to go. All right, well, we'll see you later. It's been lovely to see you. All right, bye now. Girls, say goodbye to Grandad. Say goodbye. And then the girls will fucking ask him a question. The little traitors. And, and so it's like, all right, okay, say goodbye. All right, bye. Have a safe journey. Drive safe. Safe driving. Drive safe. Go and drive. Fuck's sake. And it's funny because Memory Man has... we all went out to tea. And we took Memory Man and Grandad. And I was treating everybody to the food. And... we sat them next to each other just so we didn't have to talk to him.
Yeah, we had like the kids.
And afterwards, you're like, you bastards. And he now understands. So when I was finished trying to get rid of him, he just cacked his pants laughing.
My dad's lovely and he's very kind, but he's so awkward that he just says the first thing that comes to his head all the fucking time. And a lot of the time, it's really mean. Like, I think it was like 2 months after I just had the kids.
Oof. I know where you're going with this.
When I was pregnant, I was about 14 stone in weight. And I put a lot of weight on after I had kids. And I still do have a lot of weight on after I've had kids.
Because it fucked up your hormones.
Because it fucked up my hormones. And, and my dad said, shouldn't you think about losing weight now?
I thought it was, isn't it time to start losing weight?
Don't you think it's a bit, don't you think it's time to start losing weight? Because it's been a while since you've had the kids now. And I was like, the fuck? First thing I did was like, text my sister. And I was like, can't believe what Dad just said to me.
And it's great.
And then, no, that was it. I told my mum what my dad said. And then my mum told my sister, and my sister phoned him up to tell him off. And my sister doesn't phone my dad at all. It's so rare she ever phones him, but she phoned him up to have a go at him.
Who's a tea fucking Brit? I mean, she's a tea fucking Brit. Although you mostly drink coffee.
I mostly drink coffee now.
Tea is disgusting.
Tea's nice. It's just
not.
It's not a lot of caffeine in it.
Nobody likes tea. They're all lying.
I need the caffeine.
And the chocolate flavoured.
Hold that.
There's a desk here. Why don't we put it there, like a normal person? There we go. I nearly converted to becoming a Mormon in the 70s because there were so many girls in the Mormon because of the Osmonds. I mean, is it converting when you're just trying to get your dick wet? Or is it like, oh yeah, I'm totally this thing. Yeah, oh yeah, totally believe that. And you have to learn a bit of it. I got mid-30s and gained weight. It's weird. A few thousand years ago, this was my life expectancy. I mean, that's not actually true. Your life expectancy was not dissimilar to what it is now. It was probably like 20 years less, but the whole living to your 30s is inaccurate at best. The life average was because kids just died all the fucking time. Useless little bastards that they were. Really bringing the team down.
What are you on about?
The fact that 30 wasn't life expectancy, it was life average. Based on the fact that the kids would die all the time.
Depends when as well.
But most periods, if you lived past 10, you were expected to live...
Are you waiting for my favourite subject now?
Is it going to be Egypt?
Yeah!
Or Egypt? Alright, well I need a wee, so get out of my goddamn way. Get out of my goddamn way. She's going to talk at you incessantly about Egypt now. Have fun.
Okay. So
Ask questions. She
So-
knows stuff.
in ancient Egypt, the average type of life expectancy was probably about 40. People, most of the time, people did not know their grandparents. And they usually died when they were very young or before they were born. So it was quite common for people to just not know who their grandparents were. One of the most interesting ones was Ramses the Great, who lived till he was in his 80s, and because of that, people thought he was like a living god, because he like had like 2 lifetimes worth of life, and it was like bizarre that a person could live that long, which is kind of weird to think about, which is why he's called Ramses the Great, and people took his name after that. But yeah, that's enough for me now. Mormon girls are hot. I dated a Mormon. It was my first boyfriend. Oh God, how old was I? I think I was like 13, and he was... Yeah, I was 13, he was 16. I definitely have a thing for older men, apparently. But, yeah. And he was fine and lovely, and I really liked him, and then finally went over to go meet his parents. And his mum is very Mormon, and they have pictures of Jesus around the house, and crosses and stuff everywhere. And she was really nice to me, and she was really lovely, and she's like inviting me to the church and stuff, and because I'm socially awkward, I went, yeah, sure, fine, let's do it. And yeah, church is not my thing. Like, I'm polite about it, and I'll sit there and I'll listen, but I don't take anything in. Ramses are great because of all the obelisks were model armies. Accurate size as well, apparently. And tip.
Shift.
Yeah, my dad probably does have autism, and he even agrees that he probably has autism.
Yeah, I mean, he grew up when they just didn't get that shit, and you were just socially awkward, rather than anything else.
My granddad used to beat him as well. Which probably didn't help.
Which is really weird to think about, because he's like a really chill dude now, but apparently he was very angry as a young man. And that doesn't make it right. That just makes it really strange. Because of all your dad's side of the family, he's like pretty much the only one I like.
The only reason my granddad is so chilled out now is 1, he's retired. 2, he's got on the early dementia and also early Parkinson's symptoms.
Bandwagon.
And it's made him a lot more aware of his immortality, and he's kind of chilled out a bit.
Everyone is on the spectrum somewhere. I mean, yeah, that's true.
It is true. I'm probably on there somewhere as well.
Yeah, quite high.
Shut up. Not that high. Yet.
I found out where they were getting points for inviting me to their church. You get points.
You get That's why he invited me.
But... like, what do they even mean? What can you trade them for? Is it anything of value? I might start doing it myself.
I think it's probably just social points.
I mean, if I will spend way too long selling Steam trading cards because I had shitloads of them that I'd forgotten about, for the sake of about £4.
You can get tested for autism as an adult. Yeah, I know you can.
He won't do that.
But he won't get tested because he's in his mid-50s now, and he just sees it as like, oh well, I am what I am, so what's the point, type thing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it won't. If he gets a diagnosis, it won't really change much.
It won't change anything about him as a person. I think he's too far.
And his family, like, well, your family, but
my dad's side of
the people he deals with.
My dad's side of the family are very.
I don't think that they'd be any better people about it.
No, they don't care
about
him.
They're real twats.
They treat him like absolute garbage, and I told him
they expect everything from him and treat him like trash. It's amazing.
The way he's like, my dad phones me up for advice on how to handle them.
Yeah,
because he's so.
Our advice is
because
you don't owe them anything.
Yeah, because he's so socially awkward that he doesn't know how to handle a lot of social situations. So he'll phone me up and ask me how to handle it. Like he was on about changing his job, but he didn't want to give up his job that he has because it's related to the work that of my granddad's business.
Yeah.
And
so it's a family business thing, yeah.
Yeah, family business. And he's like, oh, I don't know if I should give it up or should I just carry on until I'm 60. And I was like, Dad, you can do whatever you want. I'm like, you're an adult.
What would make you happy? Oh, but they would... No, they don't fucking matter. Your happiness matters more than your fucking peer level family. The members of your family whose happiness matters, as in your effect on it, is your kids. They're people that you have to go out of your way, in my opinion, to do stuff to make them happy and make decisions that will positively affect their life. But your fucking brothers and sisters, fuck them. They're adults. If they're making choices that make them unhappy, and if your choice to make yourself happy makes them unhappy, then they're probably cunts. And that's about the only way I can put it. You know, you can make the choice to make them happy, but only if they make you happy in return. And his fucking family do not make him happy.
What he wants to do is quit the family business at 60.
Mm.
And then
he doesn't want to retire at 60. He thinks that 60 is the right number to then go on and do his own thing. Giving them basically
he's a truck driver.
2/3 of his life at that point.
He's a truck driver. He's been driving trucks since he was 17. And he doesn't want to drive trucks anymore because he hates the roads. He says people are really impatient. They don't realise that he has a lot of weight on the back of his truck. And he constantly has near misses all the time on the roads. Because people just drive in front of him when he's got loads of weight on the back. And it pisses him off. And he's starting to get more and more stressed out with work and starting to get more anxious about going to work because of it.
He wants to start driving smaller vehicles.
He wants to be a local delivery driver.
Yeah.
Like small van driver. That's what but he said he can't do it until he's 60 because of his pension work, the way it works out in his pension.
Mm.
But yeah, I can't blame him, to be honest. Having to deal with... I'm fine. I can be civil with my dad's side of the family, but they're all cocks.
Roads
and they're all
idiots.
selfish, and they're all very showy-offy type people.
Your dad's brother.
When I told my auntie and my uncle, this was ages ago, obviously. I told my auntie and uncle that I was unemployed, and they were like, "Oh, why? You can get a job really easily." I went, "No, I can't." I went, "I don't really have any qualifications, and I want to try and find a job that is not completely soul-crushing." It's just, "Oh, but you don't have a choice then, do you?" And I was like, God, no wonder we call you a bitch.
Your dad's brother, the one that looks like him, who refuses to admit that he looks like him, when they're fucking spitting image of each other, it's weird. Except your dad has all the colour in his hair, and his brother is grey as fuck. So, And I said, "Oh yeah, I could really tell you were brothers." He's like, "How?" "Oh, I don't look like him." It's like, what the fuck? He's your fucking brother. Of course you fucking look like him. He was like you could tell he was offended that I had said that he looked like his sibling. It was fucking bizarre. She's a proper Karen and he's a cock.
Someone said, yes, I also have ADHD. I thought that was the same thing. With Asperger's, high functioning, and I'm very glad that I found out about it when my daughter was diagnosed. Best thing, you help each other. Yeah, that's one of the things I was thinking, because our kids were born early, so there's a high chance that it's probably just the fact that they were born early, but there's also the chance, because my dad has possible autism, and I know I have some social issues, and did I pass it on to the girls, essentially?
Mm.
And we don't know, but they're on the list to get tested. So
yeah, they certainly have. They certainly have their issues, and we're kind of looking forward to finding out what's going on, because it means that it makes our life so much easier. We were talking to teachers and therapists and that about other parents and how they just go straight up into denial, and I'm so confused by that mindset. It's like, it's not a bad thing. It's not ideal, but it's not bad. It's just different. And if you know...
What, when people suggest that the child has autism?
When people suggest that their child has something wrong with them, or that there's something that they need help with, and they just like refuse to accept that, and they just make their life and their child's life and everybody around them's life 10 times more difficult than it needs to be.
It probably helps being a pessimist, but I don't see the kids as being the perfect children. I don't see them like that.
The funny thing is, like, we've been accused of saying, our kids are really good because our kids are really good. But they're not perfect.
We get told all the time that our kids are really well behaved, and
they're really polite,
and also that we're strict parents when we're not. We just talk to them.
You know, they're not allowed to stick fucking forks in electronics, and I was saying this. I was talking to a friend earlier,
and they have to say please and thank you and things like that, and be polite with people. That's all we've really taught them, is just to be nice.
Yeah, and
apparently that makes us strict.
I don't know. It's like how strict we are. We almost never punish them.
I think that's what it is, because I get them to help me with chores and stuff.
It's like, why shouldn't they?
But they've been using the washing machine since they were 5 years old, and they know how to work it now, like properly. And they know where things go in the kitchen, like where food goes in the fridge, and things go in the cupboards and stuff. And it's all
programming computers are a good distraction for those on the spectrum.
One of our kids is very into computers.
To be fair, they're both really into computers.
They love computer games.
They each have a computer, and at some point I'm going to completely wipe those computers, and then I'm going to fill them up with various like learny type apps. I need to block off certain, because YouTube is a fucking strange place, and they can end up on really weird places. We do keep an eye on them, and we go, okay, we're not watching that anymore. But I need to get round to locking it up so I don't have to constantly check on them, because that's parenting 101 when it comes to the internet. Check on what your kids are doing. You know, it's not even that hard. You have to get up to go to the toilet at some point. Check what your kids are doing. Jesus Christ. But we don't really they don't talk to anybody, and I think that's probably my favourite thing.
One of my favourite things that they do is like, we're playing this online game and it's multiplayer, but we don't put our real names in it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you don't.
What did one of them call themselves in Terraria?
I don't know.
Something cat. Bongo cat.
Bongo cat.
Bongo cat. Bongo cat. That is fucking amazing. I fucking love that name. Like, that's just Bongo cat. Where?
It's because they like Bongo cat on YouTube.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that Bongo cat.
Yeah.
As in Pusheen.
Yeah, like, it's just a cat playing a bongo in different
ways. But I've
ways.
never called it Bongo cat because it's just Pusheen.
That's what it's called. It's the meme called Bongo cat.
But Bongo cat. That's so cute. It's fucking adorable. The weird little creative shit that they do.
They're very memey kids.
Yeah. Oh, God. We were looking at a thing today. It was like comedy. Not today, the other day. Comedy of the different generations. And there was Boomer. And it's just like, you're watching television. Ha ha ha. Fuck off. And then there was...
I've got the meme on my phone. I saved it because it's so good.
Yeah, it was like, we went to the beach and the kids built a sandcastle television. Ha ha ha. I'm a boomer. It's just the last one.
Okay, boomer humour is people on a beach and kids have made a sandcastle that looks like a TV. And the mum goes, seriously? And they're like, we're playing a video game made out of sand. Ha ha.
Boomer humour.
Yeah.
Boomer humour. That's what it should be called. Yeah.
And then there's Gen X humour, which is, hey, that's just a regular lightsaber. Why don't you try holding it? Doesn't weigh much. I guess it could be a lightsaber.
You mean that's a regular saber?
Yeah.
You said regular lightsaber.
It's because of the picture. And then good, let the hate flow through you. I didn't like that one, I don't get it.
I get that one. Do you want me to read the jokes? Because I do understand them.
And then my humour, I'm studying, but the stew is silent, so it says I'm dying.
And then my humour...
And then and then both of our humour is Gen Z humour.
There's a blurry guy, looks like he's moving, and it just says Dave. And we both absolutely pissed ourselves laughing at that for about 5 minutes solid. Like, I don't even know why that's so funny, but it fucking is. Dave.
I don't know. Oh god, I have shitloads of memes on my phone now. Like I picked this one up as well. Me after watching one lecture of Jordan Peterson lecture. You know, I'm something of a philosopher myself.
Fuck's sake. Oh, that's I'm something of a scientist myself.
Oh my god, I'm just looking through memes on my phone now.
When Rona ends, we can finally blast each other with particles again. This picture of these two people coughing at each other. But, like, just particles. Fucking hell. Right, enough of that.
Oh, God's sake, someone complimented me on the video again.
Good.
Ugh.
It's good. The next one's going to be good too. Apparently, according to Mrs. Sick, I'm becoming more dynamic as a... Is it the narration that's more dynamic? I mean, you said it.
Yeah, your narration's a lot better on this one.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get better at that.
I'm not happy about my animation, but I never am, so...
Yeah, but it's about not hating it. Do you hate it yet?
I always hate it.
No, but you said you don't hate it. You said you it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's not the same as hate. Hate is active. Is passive. And that's all that really matters. Did your Sound TV have a license?
Oh, fuck's sake.
I mean, it was a bad boomer joke, but no. I wouldn't buy a TV license for anything. And also, you wouldn't need to, because a sound television can't receive live broadcasts. I don't understand humour. You know, when people correct your jokes. God, the amount of times I've had jokes corrected. Like, really, really fucking obvious jokes. That hurts my non-existent soul.
I need a cigarette. Mrs. Sick reminds me of my ex. Take that as you will. I need a cigarette as well, but that's for different reasons.
How does she remind you of your ex? Is it because she's a massive bit? No. I don't know what your ex is and why you'd split up.
I've said this before. Everyone needs a me.
I've said, and I always go, no, God, can you imagine? The poor bastards. Why would you inflict that on people? Jesus Christ.
So Sick has a great Cali accent. Okay.
Oh, well, my
really?
My Donatello.
You just do Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. What is it? What is the thing? Original character TM, don't steal.
Yeah.
I wrote that one. I was really pleased with that. Dude. Yeah, it's just like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle voice. Even though he isn't... No, to be fair, he's actually...
nicotine is... what do they call it now? It's a stimulant.
Yeah.
And it helps... It calms down the nerves.
No, stimulants don't calm down the nerves. They up the nerves. The addiction receptacles.
Yeah.
They release dopamine when you take the stimulant.
Yeah, but what about
calms you down.
when you smoke weed? That helps with Parkinson's as well.
Weed is a depressant. Right. Tobacco is a stimulant, so it raises you up. And that's why when you smoke, what do they call it? A spliff. Spliff is the one with tobacco and...
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I don't know the word. There's one with tobacco. That's the normal English way of doing it. Americans tend to do blunts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Spliff is when you put tobacco and weed together.
I think a blunt...
And then a blunt is just straight weed.
I think a blunt is weed wrapped in a tobacco leaf.
I can't remember.
But Americans normally do papers, but with all weed. I don't fucking... Yeah. But,
Dude, I live in California and we totally don't sound like that.
Totally. We totally don't sound like that, man.
Crack?
The crack. I have smoked the crack and done the bluntage. And I have been injecting the pot. Injecting the pot is just my favourite fucking thing ever. I love bad... what is it? Out of touch drug references. A joint. Is that a joint? Is that what that's called? I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever. As long as it works, it doesn't matter.
Blunt is with no tobacco or made from a cigar. Honey blunt. Does that have honey in it?
That sounds nice, actually.
That sounds strangely pleasant. that gives me images of a very cute bumblebee with a big fat... Yeah, it is a spliff.
Nicotine is a pesticide, so is caffeine. Caffeine helps flowers grow really well.
Shame caffeine is in coffee and coffee is disgusting. The pot needle. Is this a pot needle? Oh god, going back to fucking... sorry I'm creaky, but not creaky blindery, but I need to silicon WD-40. So if you're going to use WD-40, use the silicon one, because otherwise it's bad for the things you put it on. I learnt that, and now I'm a full-grown man. I fucking lost where I was on. That is it. Reddit again. And was it Reddit or was it just pictures? There was a picture and it was like a mum sending this image to her daughter. It said, "Look what I just found in your room." And it was like this big plastic bag, and at the bottom of it was this long silver object with like a hole in the top. And she was like, "That's the gauge Dad gave me to measure the pressure in my wheels on my car. Why did you put it in a bag?" So there's classic sort of parental drug things, and they just amuse the fuck out of me.
Like my mum's I think it's just a generational thing, but my mum is very anti-drugs.
Very anti-weed, specifically.
She's not as bad as now, because I've told... She's been asking me a load of questions about how cannabis is helping people with nerve disorders and stuff.
Mm.
And she's been asking me shitloads of questions about it. And I was like, well, there's a difference between, the THC and, and things like that. And she's like... And I was like, that's the thing that makes you actually high. But if you just take this, all it does is calm your nerves. And she's like... Oh, that's interesting. That's actually quite interesting. And she's becoming less anti-drugs about it, but she was very... was it Reagan who was very anti-drugs time?
I thought Reagan was the one who was a zombie. And we go, Reagan! But that's just when I used to watch The Onion.
I think it was him who was a very war on drugs type person. I think that's the type of era.
The war on drugs.
Yeah, I think that was my era, the same sort of era with my mum. And, she was very anti-drugs.
Just joined. Who invited all these sexy humans? I didn't. They just turn up.
But yeah, it was one of those things where she's sort of learning about what things could help. And
Queen Victoria didn't use CBD. She was there smoking a fatty. One is fucking mashed, brah. What is it? Oh my god, do you know what? Talking about mashed, bruh. Ali G in the House, the movie, is on Netflix now, and it came up at the top of my thing. And I just ended up watching the trailer, which was just one scene of it, for fucking ages. And I'm like, should I watch this film? I feel like I should watch this film again. Because there's a whole bit where he trips up and pulls down the Queen's knickers. And he's like, Shaven Haven. Respect. It's not a good film, but it's fucking funny. Oh. But
my mum's very anti-drugs. Like she caught wind or something about me talking about
injecting the pot.
Yeah. And she phoned me up. She was, "What's this about you doing weed? Blah 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 blah." I was like, "What are you on about?" And
this is when you hadn't.
Yeah, when I hadn't done it, and this is before I did it. Mm. And she's like, "What's this? What's this? What's this?" And I was like, "I've heard that you've been doing this." And I was like, then I remembered that my stepbrother was at the club that we were at.
Yeah.
And he obviously was listening to our conversations, and I said that I love shisha because we were doing shisha.
Oh, yes.
Because she knew that I smoked, but she didn't know, like, she
didn't know what a shisha was.
She didn't know what a shisha was. She just assumed it was for doing drugs on
She would have assumed that it was hashish.
Yeah.
Which is not the same thing,
and,
obviously.
yeah, and she assumed, and I was like, oh, you probably heard...
The real problem with shisha, anybody who's had them, knocking it over, and the fucking coals.
Bye-bye.
There's a reason that we've...
Bye-bye carpet.
To be fair, we basically stopped smoking by the time we came here. Well, I say we. I had stopped smoking and you are a degenerate.
I'm on and off, yeah.
Although it's been a while.
It's been a while, but more than likely I'll probably
I
start
love
again.
to snort the Mary Jane. But
Probably going to end up smoking again eventually, because that's just who I am.
what is it? Sorry, I'm late. It happened because of who I am as a person.
Yeah.
My mum is anti-drug. My dad used most drugs I could think of. Even was in prison after selling angel dust to an undercover cop.
Oof.
Well, next time.
Well,
Don't sell to undercover cops. You've got to ask them, and they can't tell you no. That's a fact that I heard on TV one time.
Cannabis is the only illegal one I've done. Mainly, I've had friends and they're like, "Oh, come and snort coke with us," and I was like, "Yeah, I've seen pictures of people with their noses literally degrading away."
Caved in, yeah.
Yeah, from doing coke. No thanks.
Fuck that noise. I want to have at least a little bit of challenge when I'm picking my nose.
And I don't know. I didn't like the idea of doing coke for the fact that I knew that if you drank with it, which is what I did when I was hanging out with these people, is all we did was drink.
Playbacks are currently at LEAT 1337. Best day ever. 10 out of 10.
But all we did was drink when I was hanging out with these people, and they were doing coke as well. And I knew that all you're doing was making yourself up and bringing yourself down, so you're leveling yourself out in the end. And I was like,
That's why I was always confused.
And I was like, it was pointless doing it in the first place, and all you're going to do is give yourself...
I mean, that's not how it works, but it's like with vodka Red Bull. You still get drunk, but you're also still like, wee! I did see a guy who drunk about 14 Red Bulls, and I swear to God he could walk
Don't
through
do
walls.
coke in the UK, very poor quality. I've heard horror stories of people like... people putting talcum powder and what else is like rat poison and all sorts of stuff, anything just to fill it out. Like flour was a common one as well.
Flour seems to make the most. Surely flour is cheaper than anything.
Flour is a lot cheaper, yeah.
But I guess it has a certain texture to it.
But like our weed friend,
Ooh.
and he was saying he bought weed and he smoked it, and it turned out it had glass shards in it to pretend they were crystals.
Yeah, it makes your lungs bleed. Fuck that. Wasn't it someone he knew that happened to? I mean, it might just be one of those things that, it happened to a friend of a friend of a friend, urban legend. But it does sound fucking scary, and it makes you go, let's not bother.
That's why you need to make sure you get it from a decent dealer.
Or you just don't bother.
Yeah, there's that
Or
too.
you use Silk Road, because it's still technically on the internet, and I bet word of mouth on the internet means that... I don't know. But the idea of receiving a block of drugs is both intriguing and terrifying at the same time.
Oh, baby milk powder. Yeah, that was another one, yeah.
Oh, can you imagine? Dusted weed is awful. Does happen. Yeah, I can imagine it's fucking horrendous because it's basically just crushed up glass. That's flower show spray. I guess. I don't know. But... It's all stuff that makes you go, okay, let's not bother with that. Got any talc?
Let's just stick to just drinking.
I like drinking. Whiskey is good. Whiskey is regulated.
Oh,
See, that's the thing.
Hairs, yes. Crystals, no. That's good to know, actually.
That's good to know. Very important information.
Very important information.
You get shot here in America if you cut it to 40%.
Sherbet cut with coke. Oof.
The fizz.
God. You know Noddy, don't you?
I am aware of him.
Not right, Noddy, because he was same year as me in college. And we're all sat around the table at lunch, really fucking bored, and we're like, oh, whatever. And he just casually puts sherbet on the table, starts getting his card out. And he lined it up, and we're like, not really paying attention to him at that point. And we're like, and then eventually we're like, what the fuck are you doing? And he just slams his head on the floor, and then instantly goes.
Yeah, when I was at school, I remember someone was sat there. You know, because it's the classic thing. We had a period where everyone was getting, I think Americans call them pixie sticks, and we call them sherbet sticks, or whatever the fuck they were called.
Dim dabs.
But not dib dabs. Dib dabs are a specific thing. Dib dabs are the sort of antacid material. That's it. That is what it is. I've got these orange antacids, and they taste like the sweeties from my youth. They are delicious.
I thought dib dabs were like you put a lollipop inside a packet of sherbet.
Okay, they have something to dip in something. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the plastic stick like a straw, and you break the ends, and then it all falls out, and it's sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we had a period where those were just fucking everywhere, and people would give each other like 5p a stick or buy a load of them. You could get fucking 1,000 of them for like 10 quid. And yeah, whatever. Stupid kid shit.
Basically drugs for kids.
Yeah, kid drugs. It was our black market of the time. But it'll make your snot tasty, I mean. But yeah, someone was sat in class and he opened one up and poured it on the desk. And then I can't remember what implement he used, but he just sat there crushing it. I think it was just a pen, to be honest. Like smashing it down until it was absolutely a fine ass powder. And then his mate just leant over and snorted it. And I think it started fizzing out of his nose. He was not happy. Oh God, I can't imagine. But that's what kids do. We all think we're fucking clever, or at least some of us think we're fucking clever, and we do stupid shit. 10p each. A few people in our school used to sell them. Made quite a bit of dough. Yeah. Because they don't have to cost much, because it's only a tiny little thing. And like I said, you get absolutely bugger tons of them for a tenner or whatever from a cash and carry.
At our school, it was chewing gum. People would sell chewing gum by the pieces. And they would sell like a piece of chewing gum for like 10p.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was people used to get rich off of that shit.
Did you dip your chips in ice cream? It was delicious. No, but I know someone who was into that when she was pregnant.
French fries.
Yeah, chips.
French fries and ice cream is really nice.
Well, the ultimate thing I made you, because you were really into coffee, and you were into gritty food, and you were into ice cream. So I was like, why don't you pour some coffee on your ice cream? And you went, oh my God. And you went and fucking did it. Yeah. You went, this is the best thing I've ever eaten.
I craved milk. And
grittiness.
And sandy materials.
Yeah. Oh, God almighty. Kids would sell it was the dinner lady, surely. Well, no, because the schools had certain rules about what sort of sugar. They wouldn't sell particularly sugary things. Like a tuck shop. I had a tuck shop in one of my schools, and then I changed schools, and that idea was fucking knocked on the head long ago. So couldn't just buy sweets. You buy rubbers and fucking pencils and shit.
We had a tuck shop, and it was supposed to be run because the teachers didn't want to, because teachers were fucking useless. They didn't want to run it. They got the older kids to run it.
Right.
And the school provided the items.
Right.
And they would just give shit away to their friends.
Well, no, of course they would.
Yeah. Like, how would you think this is a good idea?
The only, like, if you let just them do it, if you pick particular kids. My school, we gambled with marbles. We had a marbles phase. And I remember like buying a big fucking sack of marbles.
There was ones where people used to just throw coins at a wall.
Yeah. That's one that turned up at some point. Like, almost every fucking phase. But the very specific ones, like the specific toy or manufactured ones, were always sort of more interesting what covered over and what didn't.
What is it with kids and gambling?
Getting away with shit. You called them crazy bones, I think.
What the fuck is a crazy bone?
Of your generation, as far as I'm aware, they were crazy, but little plastic figurines. And the idea was you were supposed to either flick them at each other or like toss them at each other and knock each other over or some shit. I don't know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We called them go-go's.
Yeah, I call them go-go's.
I thought, who was it that called them crazy bones? Probably one of my exes then, who was insane. But go-go's.
Yeah, I know what go-go's are.
Yeah, I had a glow-in-the-dark Eggy, because Eggy was rare, and glow-in-the-dark was rare, and glow-in-the-dark Eggy was like super rare at the time. At least as far as I was aware.
They got phased out very quickly at my
very
school.
Quickly.
Pogs were quite popular for a while, and then people did Beyblades for a while as well.
Never did Beyblades, and Beyblades was one of those ones that like, that's fucking shit. The fact that you need an arena for it.
That was at the end of me leaving school,
yeah.
So, yeah. Yo-yos were really popular.
Knuckles, I've heard them
Oh
called
my
Knuckles.
god, yeah, I've heard Knuckles as well, yeah.
Yeah. Did you have arranged marriages in the playground? I remember
Yes!
as sort of before primary school.
Tazos! Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, Taz, yeah. Fucking hell, my brother brought me back. He went to France, and they had these really fucking fancy Tazos that you could use to fire other Tazos, and they would like launch across the room. They were fucking cool as shit.
Pokemon cards were really popular in my school as well.
I've got a channel full of my yo-yos. Helped after an operation. As in yo-yos, as in throw them down, bring them up.
No, just you videos of you going, yo, yo.
Yo, yo! And that's the end of another video. Come back tomorrow for another. Yo, yo! I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm really bored.
To be honest, that would become really popular.
There's a good chance that would become more popular than it has any fucking right to be. The popular game in middle school was Knuckles. You and your friends would take turns flicking quarters as hard as each other. Yes.
Oh my god, yes, I remember that.
I can't remember the name of the game, but there was one where you would just fucking 4 or 5 or 6 of you would push against one of the other boys' chests until they passed out. And that was the game.
Fucking boys.
I know, we're the fucking worst.
Never did that.
Yeah, it never happened to me because I wasn't fucking insane.
I'm just so glad I don't have boys.
Yeah, me too. Boys are the fucking worst, Jesus Christ. Or choking, don't know the proper term. Yeah, the silly fainting game challenge. I mean, I guess, yeah, the fucked up shit kids do. It's actually genuinely terrifying as an adult. Like, thinking back to the shit that you did.
See you later, Richard.
One thing that I used to do that I thought was so cool, and I was really fucking impressed with myself, and I was basically the only person who could do it in my class. There was this big metal sturdy girder and this set of stairs that went up the side of the building, and I would sit at the bottom of it, and then I would slowly walk up the wall, and I could get right underneath quite high up, and I would just be there, stuck, and no one else could do it. And yeah, God, imagine if I'd have fucking fallen. Fucking just, I would have gone definitely head first into the ground like an idiot.
I think that's one of the things kids don't really think about the consequences.
There are no consequences. I've mentioned in the fucking video the best stupid thing I did as a kid, which was to just sit at the top of the stairs with a fucking tea towel, because I thought it was going to work like a sled, because I was a fucking moron. And I did several front rolls downstairs. Oh, God, and I got to the bottom, and I was just like, I'm so glad I'm not dead.
That just reminded me of my sister. She's like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I fit in this suitcase? Because my sister's quite flexible.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, go on then, see if you could do it. And she did. And I was like, oh, and she went, close it up. I went, okay, like that. And I started moving it around on top of the landing, going, ha ha, I'm taking you with me. And she started laughing inside the suitcase. And then, as an idiot, I decided to push it down the stairs in the suitcase. And it did flips. Most of the time it slid all the way down, but halfway down.
It slid and it flipped.
And then it started flipping. And then it reached the bottom and I went, oh my God, are you okay? And then I didn't hear anything. And then all I heard was, and then she unzipped it and she went, do it again.
Fuck, did you do it again?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. You're lucky you didn't fucking kill her.
I only did it twice though. Because I was really fucking worried, because the next time I did it, it flip, it didn't slide. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that again.
Tea tray, not tea towel. I know. But I rubbed the tea towel against the top of the stairs, and it was pretty smooth moving. I thought, this is a fucking great idea. So I can still see it to this day. Just sat at the top of that stairs and like pulling it out and like, this is gonna work. Fuck me. That was absolutely horrifying. Rolling down that stairs going, I've made such a brutally bad mistake. And I was completely on my own as well. Like, there were no parent. My parents weren't around for some reason at that exact moment. It was kind of perfectionly stupid. But we are just about to hit the hour, and my voice is starting to hurt like fuck, and I need it to do the working things that you seem to like. So I think I'm going to call it from here, and then we're going to watch Ali G in the house or something, I don't know. But yeah, go watch Mr. Six other video because it's still up, and a lot of you haven't seen it yet, you motherfuckers. Link is in the description, I'm pretty sure. Other than that, yeah, videos this week. And we will see you next time. Also, we don't have kids for half of this week. That's going to be great. That's got nothing to do with you. But we're just going to work, so it's not going to make any difference. Anyway, thanks for coming, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye. Say gravy.
Gravy.
Yeah. They didn't pay. You don't fucking give free gravy.